Guys, before you get in,
Incredible.
Britt, my mom passed me this. Vote for mayor of Toronto. She interrupted us for me to vote for a candidate that I don't really. I think all of them have no clue how to run as mayor. So I don't know what's going. I don't know if you guys voted in Toronto, Canada, but yeah.
Tommy, we're talking about
Anyways,
wrestling right now, okay? Wrestling in
I'm sorry. I'm
Toronto.
sorry. I'm
That's
just
a
Should we
whole
get
trying to
Tony
other
Khan as our
Toronto
next mayor?
politics
He'd
is a whole
probably
other
do a better
podcast right
job.
now.
And boom goes the dynamite.
Hi everyone, welcome to Tea Time with Tommy with me, Britt, Tommy, Norbz, and then we have a special co-host, Sir Robert. How's everyone?
Finally, Sir Robert has come back.
Ew. Good to have you back, Sir Robert.
My good to have you. Good to have you.
Fantastic.
The man with the plan.
You look like you're glowing, by the way. Like the sun's out, guns out right now.
I'm ready to show up and glow up. Okay, I know that Norbz has been running his mouth about AEW, and Tommy's been running his mouth, and Britt's been running her mouth, and I'm here to finally set the record straight on what happened this weekend at Collision and at Forbidden Door.
Yeah, okay, let's start with Collision. Let's start with Collision right now. Since, Robert, you have a lot to say, let's start off with you.
Saturday night's all right for fighting. And when Elton John kicked in at the Scotiabank Arena here in Toronto on Saturday night, you knew one thing. Tony Khan is not shying away from spending the money where he needs to put on an entertaining product. Okay? And I loved it. When it started the tone. CM Punk got heat. It drowned out everybody. Christian Cage managed to turn the hometown against him. And it all was led off by that incredible Elton John song, which, in my opinion, did even better than my first idea, which was to start with Candle in the Wind. But that didn't get the crowd fired up like Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting. Amazing show. Loved it.
Whoa. How are we gonna cover that, Britt? Like how me and Norb's gonna compete with that?
I can run
it. Do you want me to go first, Norbs, before you? Or
go ahead, man. Go ahead. Follow it up.
So as I can't follow that up, but what I'm gonna say is I was more into I was there for Forbidden Door with these three were there as well. Britt was with me, and Norbs and Sir Robert were sparsed out somewhere else, Scotiabank Arena in Toronto, Canada. But yeah, there were great matches going on. Swerve Strickland was competing. There was that CM Punk FTR Ricky Starks versus Jay White, Juice Robinson, and the Guns, which was pretty good. I think that was the main event, Sir Robert, if I'm not correct. Brody King versus Andrade. I interviewed Andrade, great guy. Then the Nyla Rose Nightingale. What I liked most about Collision was Christian Cage dissing Toronto, because he's right. We always do mediocre. I'm not going off topic, guys, but that's all we want is mediocrity, Leaf Nation and Raptors Nation and Jays Nation. Oh, it's okay. We won a title in 2019. We're so good. We got a title. We can suck for the next 20 years. Christian Cage, thank you for making things right, because the gentleman next to me, Norbz Cabrera, is that type of thinking is why Toronto will never win a title again. But anyways, I'm going off topic. Anyways, the Christian Cage one was great as well, especially Sting and Darby Allin coming in and picking their new partner against Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, and their other forget guys, the other partner they had, Forbidden Door, the Japanese legendary wrestler. So yeah, Collision was definitely amazing event.
Norbz, what about you?
Collision was great, and I'm actually very happy that the second ever Collision show was held in Toronto. And the third episode of Collision will be in Hamilton this Thursday. So, I mean, we are so spoiled as, the Canadian fans that we are embracing this AEW product. And it is quite an alternative to WWE. I mean, the match quality is just spectacular, especially the Collision main event involving CM Punk and FTR and Ricky Starks. Classic match. classic tag team match. I mean, the Colton Austin gun was there too. So fantastic. Second production of AEW Collision. I can't say much anymore about how Dynamite has evolved to Collision and adding a Saturday night program in Collision in the AEW map. So incredible matches. Also, Brody King and Andrade also competed, and the Owen Hart, one of the matches for the Owen Hart Tournament Cup. It was an incredible night for Collision in the in Scotiabank. I still call it ACC from forever. Forever's called
ACC. It's ACC.
Yeah.
It's always been the Sky Dome to me.
Yes.
That's the baseball. It's the baseball, Sir Robert. That's the
Tommy's
baseball.
always been Maple Leaf Gardens to me.
Yeah. Well, we might as well just call every single one of our arenas like from the olden days, like the I don't know the Toronto arenas. Let's just call it over the Maple Leafs.
Mattamy Athletic Center, Ryerson Rams. Yeah.
Exactly.
Fenway Park, the beautiful green monster of Fenway Park.
We should do a baseball thing next, Britt. After these two are into baseball, so maybe we'll do a baseball next episode.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. But we're talking about wrestling now. We're talking about wrestling.
Put us in check, Britt. Like I told you last night, put us 3 in check.
Yeah, but still.
You can't contain us. You can't put us in a cage, Brett. Good luck.
Oh, I think Sir Robert, I would have loved to see you in the ring yesterday. I feel like you could have taken
Sir Robert,
maybe you and like Kenny Omega and Ospreay.
Oh,
I feel like that'd be a great match.
I was asking for a hot tag. I was ready for it for 4 hours.
Yeah.
I was this, and none of them could reach me. Tell you what, if they had tagged me in, that Sting Jericho match would have turned out a little bit different.
Yeah.
Stars born here at tea time, guys. Stars born.
I think Austin and Colton will definitely take a look at you because you got the poise and you got the image to be an unofficial member or official member of the Gun Club.
I've been saying that I am a proud ass boy for years. Now it's finally time to be recognized.
Absolutely. They need
Put us on track. Put us on track. We're going off track.
No, that's okay. That's okay. It's all about the fun. But like speaking about yesterday, what was all of y'all's like favorite matches?
You gotta ask who goes first. There.
From the pay-per-view, Forbidden Door.
Yeah, even the pre-show too. Even right up there at 7 p.m.
Well, let me just start that off. Like I can't I can't put it into words like how electric the crowd was for Forbidden Door. I mean, it was a jam-packed crowd. I think it was like 20,000 people. It felt like 20,000 people inside Scotiabank. And the crowd was electric, like from start to finish. And there were just like some legendary 5-star matches. Like my all-time favorite was the IWGP United States Championship match between Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay. I mean, that was a 5-star match. It was a back and forth affair, exchange of near falls. Like they just hammered it out against each other. So that was my top one. And the other one I truly love was the main event for a dream match between Kazuchika Okada, my apologies, and Bryan Danielson, the American Dragon.
Good try.
Yeah, for some reason, like it ended kind of abruptly, even though it was almost a half-hour match. But I think Bryan Danielson like suffered an arm injury, but it was a classic match. And CM Punk, one of my other favorites of the night. Like they got like, super heat from the crowd. So yeah, I mean, to put it all in a nutshell, 5-star pay-per-view throughout.
Who are you picking?
Tell me, what about you?
So basically 5 hours sitting there. I felt bad for Britt. You know, she was gracious enough to come with me.
I got us better seats, by the way. I'm just saying, I got us better seats.
AW might know. But all right, anyway. But yeah, Britt definitely got us way better seats. She's an expertise. We sat down, but it was 5 hours. But it was 5 hours of thrilling excitement. I gotta go with Norbz. Sir Robert and Britt. Man, I've never seen a greater match than Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay. And no matter how much you hate either one of them, you got to give them a definite standing ovation to even last that long. I can't last that long on the Stairmaster at Equinox Bay Street, as Sir Robert would know. So, wow, man, like that match was epic. Other great matches. Jung Boy was in the match as well. You had Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara versus Sting, and Darby Allin was an amazing match. Definitely like Bryan Danielson and Sir Robert Norbz. You got to help me. What was his name? The Rainmaker? Was that his name? That Bryan Danielson.
Kazuchika Okada.
Man, that was an amazing match as well. I have no idea why that was the main event, because Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay should have been the main event of that evening. And of course, one more, guys. The Black Combat Club, right? So the Black Combat Club.
Blackpool Combat Club.
Blackpool Combat Club. John Moxley, Claudio, Wheeler Yuta, and all of them up against Eddie Kingston and the Elite. That was an epic match as well. But it was a great night, guys. Toronto rocked it. Hopefully, they'll bring it back again, Forbidden Door, Toronto, Canada, or whatever pay-per-view. Toronto, Canada proved Tony Khan that we can definitely host a pay-per-view, AW.
Hey, Sir Robert, last but not least.
That Omega Ospreay match was too good. The booking didn't make any sense, but putting it there, they just set the guys up for failure following. There was just no way that they could live up to that, especially after you've got a crowd that's 5 or 6 hours sitting in there watching. The energy just was not there. It was too much of a come down after that match. You got to see the legendary Sting, 64 years old, had a hard time even falling off of a table in time. It seemed like, it might be time to put away that face paint and pass on the torch. And then when you got Danielson's final countdown music coming again, Tony Khan springing for the hits, the energy at that point just could not be sustained for that match. And it ended in a way that I never would have expected to see a Japanese honor-based competitor surrender, submit, tap out. I could not believe it. At least he tapped out with grace, unlike the other best match of the night, the concession stand match that I had in the 100s over the final Haagen-Dazs available. Me and another fan went at it. We exchanged blows. We did suplexes, and then
I saw this.
I was put in a hold, and I didn't even tap out. I cried until they finally gave him the Haagen-Dazs bar. And then I woke up today thinking he's going to remember that for the rest of his life. He's about 8 years old, that fan, and he earned that bar. An amazing night all the way through. I can't disagree with anything. As much as I came in here ready to go out after Norbz, he's speaking a lot of sense to me. It was an amazing show. Anybody who has the chance to go and see AEW in the future, you gotta go. You will not leave disappointed. Incredible, incredible entertainment.
Guys, before you get in, Britt, my mom passed me this. Vote for Mayor of Toronto. She interrupted us for me to vote for a candidate that I think all of them have no clue how to run as mayor. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if you guys voted in Toronto, Canada, but yeah.
Tommy, we're talking about wrestling right now, okay? Wrestling.
I'm sorry.
Can we get Tony Khan as our next mayor?
Politics is a whole other podcast right now.
Sorry. Go ahead. You're right, Britt. Sorry.
No. But I will say the final match was anticlimactic for us. For me, the Omega and Ospreay match was that should have been the end all whatever. The energy was so high at that point that anything after that you can't top whatsoever. That was just my opinion.
Oh, but can't top it.
But last question: definitely. Collision or Forbidden Door? Tommy, what about you?
I might sound biased, guys, because I wasn't there for Collision. Sir Robert was there, got to enjoy both worlds of AEW wrestling, but I have to go with Forbidden Door because, guys, I'll be honest with all three of you, I was kind of worried that I don't know who these Japanese wrestlers are. So I was kind of worried. I told Sir Robert this the 2 days before the event at Equinox Bay Street. the best place in the world. That basically I told them that it's Japanese. And I wish it was just A&W wrestlers going at it. Why do we have to have Japanese wrestlers? Man, was I wrong. Hats off those amazing, legendary NJPW Japanese wrestlers. They were just amazing. They did not let us down. And of course, that epic Kenny Omega Will Ospreay match. My goodness, it was. In those 5 hours, in 6 hours, we sat down there, and Bryan Danielson apologized at the end that we had to sit there for 5-6 hours, but it was worth it. Either way, they're both great. Collision, Forbidden Door, they're both great, but I have to give to Forbidden Door because it was an epic 5-hour pay-per-view.
Okay, cool. Norbs, what about you?
Well, for me, hands down, Forbidden Door. I mean, incorporating the Japanese megastars that's coming from Tokyo and from all over the world, like, they're just like built like steel. Like, you see how they chop their opponents. Knife edge chops is unbelievable. One wrestler that truly impressed me was Tomohiro Ishii. He was teaming up with Eddie Kingston and the Elite, and he was just hammering away on Konosuke Takeshita, Shota Umino, and the Blackpool Combat Club. Like, that was probably like one of the stiffest like chops I've ever seen. Like Ishii receiving that big blast from Takeshita. I mean, these Japanese stars, they come from far away, 15-16 hour flights to deliver a good show. I mean, they're probably jet lagged while wrestling the matches. So, it's a country that is rich in wrestling history and one of the most respected countries in the world. And I can't give the Japanese superstars credit enough for delivering, contributing very, very heavily to this pay-per-view. So yeah, Forbidden Door for me, it truly hit out of the park. Every single thing that that we saw, we were impressed, and the crowd was electric. So yeah, it did not disappoint.
Okay, last but not least, the man who was there for both events. So you're giving an unbiased opinion right now.
One thing you need to know if you're going to go to see Collision is you're going to wish more than anything that you were coming back the next night to be able to see the real show. So if for people who only got the ticket to Collision, which was me, until out of the blue, clear sky, it landed in my lap to actually go to see Forbidden Door, I felt like I was there for all of the setup to get me really amped, but then I wouldn't have actually been able to see the payoff. So when you are going to choose, if you're going to go to Collision, go as an extra thing, but make sure you do not miss the pay-per-view, the Forbidden Door. If they do a cross-promotion with Japan again, amazing. If they just do it AEW, I have faith that they will deliver. The one thing at Collision, as a fan, you do get the feeling of it's more of an afterthought. It's a better suited show for a smaller venue. They do not have enough fans to put anybody besides, in the hard cam or in some of the other spots. Even the merch booths are sparse. They have a few shirts, that's it. They had a Best in the World CM Punk, and I tried to buy one, and then the person instead took a Sharpie and crossed out Best and wrote Worst and gave me that and said, "That's for you, because you're the worst in the world." I started fighting him again, and then he made me tap out and cry. Another concession stand match, but you got to go see Forbidden Door. You got to go see AEW pay-per-view next chance you can. We'll, all four of us, listeners, will see us there next time this show comes to Toronto.
We got to get media passes, guys, next time they come. It's ridiculous they didn't give us any media passes. I'm still upset.
Yeah. I mean, back in the day, it was so easy for us to get media passes. Now they're like, who are these people? Anyways, we're going to become big. Tea Time with Tommy is becoming big.
Someday,
Renee Paquette for those things, like she's a tough cookie to impress, or Renee Paquette.
I want to promote you guys. Come on, AEW, Tony Khan. Let us in next time.
Let us in. Anyways, that is another episode of Tea Time with Tommy, Norbz, and our amazing guest host, Sir Robert. And me, Brittany.
Wait. You didn't say what you didn't say what was better, Forbidden Door or Collision.
Oh, for me?
Real quickly, bro.
I'm biased. So I was at Forbidden Door. 5 hours of freaking wrestling for me.
All right. That was great. All right. Take care, guys. Thank you, Sir Robert. Britt.
Thanks for having me.
Bye, everyone.
Next time I'm coming for you, Norbz.
All right, you're on.
On another note, please like and subscribe our podcast, Tea Time with Tommy, or else Tommy will throw tea at you.